Hey, how's it going, guys? This is NatePick, and welcome to my tech world. So today I just kind of wanted to cover a few things and introduce myself on this particular video. One of the things that I have a very much passion for is hardware in particular, and things. It could be from desktops to mini PCs to laptops to servers to networking gear, all that kind of stuff. I have an interest in. I really like it, and one of the biggest things that I am taking my IT certifications, and I'm actually getting close to being done with school. So I completely wiped Windows off of this desktop. That was my workstation for a while. Now it's considered my Pop OS server, in which I've set up SSH and all that stuff. I can turn around and use it, or I can just remote in from here and never have to touch it back there. But it is something I am passionate about. As you can see, I'm surrounded by screens. I do have my Windows laptop still there, and until the Linux kernel plays well with AMD iGPUs and DGPUs that are in the same laptop, it's going to stay on Windows because the drivers it's just not there. But other than that, today I just want to introduce myself. Well, I guess kind of reintroduce myself. I used to do Minecraft videos back in the day, but now I'm moving on towards, more tech related stuff, more hardware related stuff. And today I thought what I would do, instead of trying to do a distro review, because there's so many distro reviews for Linux that I know I'm kind of going on a side tangent, but there's way too many, and I would much rather find like the hardware type of stuff and kind of show what is available that you can use Linux with. And also, I'll still cover things like Mac OS, I'll still cover Windows, I'll still cover iOS, I'll still cover Android. Even if I find like an obscure operating system that I find interesting, I might cover it. That kind of stuff is what I'm more interested in, instead of, what is this other distro that technically could be done by the same other distro over here that can be done by the same distro over here. I mean, at this point, you might as well either install Debian or Arch, because they're mostly all based upon Debian Arch. There are the niche distros that are available, but most are Debian or Arch. And the reason why I say Debian or Arch, because technically you could also make the argument for Ubuntu for having a little extra, but technically still Ubuntu is based off of Debian. So that's the reason why I said it's either Debian or Arch. Debian tends to be the grandfather of us all. But I wanted to switch real quick and kind of show my current setup on my workstation. And if you don't know me, I'm NatePick. I also help to edit the Linux Cast podcast, and that comes out every Tuesday night, which I don't know if there's going to be one tomorrow because Drew has went through a hurricane and he's in Florida, and I think they still have a power outage. And then I am going on a mini vacation starting tomorrow night, so I won't be able to edit this week. So I don't know how this is going to work out. If Matt wants to do something by himself, look, I imagine he'll probably cancel if Drew's not able to be there and if Tyler's not able to be there. So with that being said, I just want to show real quick what is on my desktop and the way that I use things. I do use Arc menu, because when you install Pop OS, there is a dock that's down here natively, and I find that at times it gets in the way and I don't like it being there. Other times I really like it's there because it's pretty and I can make cool screenshots. So I will show you what I do have. So I have a dash to dock for Cosmic, which when you pop up, it has this little outline that comes out, but it also with it is a dash to dock animator. And like I said, it kind of makes it cool and pretty and all that kind of stuff. And especially if I'm taking a screenshot, I might pop it up there just because it looks cool. But if I'm honest, most of the time I have them turned off. So most of the time this is what I have. And I have Arc menu installed. And of course, I have the Pop OS with the kind of light blue Pop OS. I wish that I could do like a white outline around it, so like the inside could be white, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so this is mostly what I use on a day-to-day basis. And also if I hit Super X, is my control setting, it'll pop it up and then I can, do my search or whatever. And then most of the time I'm using Tilix for GNOME. Pilux is an amazing terminal software that if I'll give you an example. So if I pop it open, one of the greatest things that I think it can do is if you want, it's called Tilux because it tiles within the terminal and you can turn off all the borders and everything. And it looks really smooth and really nice. And so for me, there's 3 programs I use. First one is BTOP. It tells me my CPU usage. It also tells me what my CPU is and what the gigahertz are currently doing. It also tells me how much RAM I'm using and then how much swap is being used. As you can see, I'm not using anything whatsoever. And then networking, how much I am actually putting a load on the network. And then, of course, all of the tasks that are available that's currently running. I also use NVTOP, and I use this for GPU monitoring. And it tells me the usage of the GPU, which is this line right here. It also tells me what the memory is, how much usage that is. And of course, I'm not really using that much at all. And then you can kind of see it more in this if you want a percentage. It's available here. And then how much watt is being used right now. And then also your temperature. So right now I'm at 50 C. And I do need to repace this GPU now that I think about it. So that right now, I'm not really using GPU very much. Mostly using CPU right now for this recording. So it is what it is on for OBS. And then the last one that I use every day, if I can type here, is TTY clock. And I like this. This is a terminal clock that's a digital clock. And if you hit C, it'll center it. You hit S, it'll give you the seconds. And then T is either 24-hour or 12-hour. So I just changed it to 12-hour. If I hit T again, it turns into 24-hour. And then, just depending on what you're used to. Most of the time I keep it on this because most Americans use the 12-hour standard. Unless you're in the military, then you probably want to keep it on the 16. But irregardless, so that is the 3 main things I constantly use all the time. One great thing is that I have a setting set for super escape. And when I do that, you'll notice a big old X. That's my X kill. And in Linux, unlike Windows, when you want to kill a program, that's it. It basically, Linux is like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. It's gone. So this is my desktop. This is kind of what I've used. And of course, I do have things like GitHub desktop I use almost every day. Visual Studio Code I'm using every day. Handbrake, transcoding. Reaper I use for audio production. I really like Reaper. It's free, and then they also have a paid version that you can do, but it's cross-platform. So it'll do Mac OS, it'll do Windows, it will do Linux, and that is available. Noise Torch I use because I do plan on buying a new audio interface at some point and a new mixer. But the problem is my mixer has a little bit of white noise. My audio interface has a little bit of white noise. So I have Noise Torch on to a certain setting, and that kind of gives me an opportunity to bring to you, clear, crisp sound without having a bunch of white noise at the back end that I would have to fix. So that is a must for me. I keep it on all the time, even if I'm just in Discord talking to other people. It is on. Venture Resolve. Once again, I use quite a bit, and one of the biggest projects I use it for is editing the Linux Cast podcast. And so that is available, that is there. And then of course, my game launchers when I feel like playing a game. My mail server, I have stuck with Evolution. I don't plan on switching to Thunderbird. Evolution seems to be working fine for me right now, especially with the newer update they had. So everything seems to be fine. So I'm going to keep it as it is, and I'm not going to try to mess with anything, but I think it's kind of where I like it. And so other than that, this is introductory. I hope you guys are excited for what is coming. I do plan on, like I said, bringing out some more hardware video. I am going to try to figure out some camera angles to set up on the desk over here that I actually work on systems with. And I will leave you with this. I found this. And if you don't know what this is an original iPod Touch. Forgot I still had it. It needs to be charged, but it does turn on. So maybe I'll do a video on it. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. As old as it is, it still functions, still works, and it's a pretty fun little gamer. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see y'all next time. Have a great afternoon. Have a good morning wherever you are. Peace.